I never knew who he was. I only knew that he was always in our class, even though he wasn't officially registered as a student. He never spoke, never interacted, and never made himself known. He simply observed us quietly from the dark and quiet corner of the classroom. My friends and I had grown accustomed to his presence. We were no longer afraid, and sometimes we even considered him a friend. We often gave him nicknames like the Ghost, the Mysterious One, or the Guest. We would also playfully tease him even though he never responded. But there was something strange about him. Every time the teacher took attendance at the beginning of the class, there was always one more student than there should have been. We double-checked the attendance list multiple times, and there was nothing wrong with it. We also checked the identities of all the students present, and none of them were unknown or unfamiliar. But still, there was always one extra student that couldn't be explained. We tried to ask our teachers about this, but they didn't believe us. They thought we were joking or trying to annoy them. They even threatened to punish us if we continued to ask the question. So in the end, we gave up and let it be. One day during a class farewell event, we decided to invite the extra student to join us. We thought this might be our last chance to get to know him before we went our separate ways to higher education. We also wanted to show our appreciation for his silent presence all this time. We all got on a bus together, heading to a pre-planned destination for outing. On the bus, we sang, chatted, and had a great time. We took many photos for memories. In one of the photos, I saw something that shocked me. Behind the seat where I was sitting, there was a figure that shouldn't have been there. It was the extra student. I could see his face clearly, though it was slightly blurry and faded. He had a faint smile, as if he was happy to be with us. I immediately showed the photo to my friends. They were equally surprised. They wondered how he had managed to board the bus without us noticing. They were also puzzled about how he appeared in the camera when normally he was never visible to the human eye. We tried to find him on the bus, but we couldn't locate him. We also called out his name, but he didn't respond. We only heard the sound of the wind blowing strongly outside the window. We felt that something was not right about this situation. We began to feel scared and uneasy. We wondered about the true meaning and purpose of the extra student's presence. Several years later, after we had graduated from school and college, we organized a reunion at a restaurant. We were delighted to meet again after such a long time apart. We talked about our lives, jobs, families, and dreams. During our conversation, one of my friends suddenly remembered something. He said, "Hey, do you remember that we used to have an extra student in our class? The one who was always there when we took attendance?" We all nodded, still remembering it vividly. We had kept the photos we had taken during our class farewell and decided to open our photo albums, showing them to our friends. There we saw the image of the extra student once again. He appeared just as he did before, unchanged. He still had that faint smile, as if he were happy to be with us. We felt a sense of longing for him. We wanted to know how he was, whether he was still there or had left. We also wanted to know who he really was and why he had chosen our class as his place of residence. So we tried calling out to him just like we did before. We said, "Hey, want to play? Come on, join us." Suddenly, we heard a voice that made our hair stand on end. The voice came from the empty seat near our table. The voice was cold and chilling as it said, "I am here. I am always here." The end.